Good morning. How are you? What's happening in Gangsterland? Yesterday I showed you a video about the birds. There had, like, if you've seen the video, and if you haven't, I'll leave a link at the end so you can watch it. There had to be millions of birds there yesterday. So I was talking to the farmer who was this morning, who was across fertilizing his rice. Have a look at this. Here's a special forces guy this morning. Come. So while talking to him, I asked him, you know, how come that place down there yesterday was left underwater for so long? And he said that they only plant rice there once a year. And that rice is for human consumption. And I said there was like millions and millions of birds there. And he said yes, because when they open they don't actually flood it, like pump it in. They just block the river at one end, and it backs up and floods over the bank and into the fields. And they leave it like that for the whole year. So when they eventually open the floodgates and let the water back out and the water goes down, there's like millions of shrimp in there. And a lot of people make big money by going in the fields and collecting the shrimp and taking them to the market. Freshwater shrimp. So that was interesting. I didn't know about that. But they only do rice once a year, and it's for human consumption, whereas the farmer's rice is turned to powder and used for many things. I didn't quite understand what he's talking about, but he has 4 harvests per year, every 3 months, and his rice is used to turn to powder for foods, I guess. Animal foods, dog foods, I guess. You know how they turn it into a pellet? Interesting. So those millions and millions of birds are there because of all the food in the water that's left when they drain the fields off. So you imagine the nutrients that go into that crop. Left it like that for a year. You know, the big stuff the birds will get, but the other nutrients will be in the soil, deep in the soil. And then the rice comes, and it only takes 3 months for the rice to grow. So, and then I guess they'll let it flood back up again and leave it till next year. So I spent 9 months underwater and 3 months producing one crop. That's a lot. You think about for nature, that's very good for nature, isn't it? Letting it recuperate, not stressing the ground, you know. And millions of birds. I was also talking to him about his pump. This is his pump. Yesterday in the morning, his pump was making a right old clacking noise. The pump was going, the pulley was going, the shaft going into the pump was working, but the pump itself wasn't producing any water, and it was just making a loud clacking noise. So I thought the shaft has to be broken, you know, inside the pump, because the you know, the pulley at the front and the shaft going in was turning. So I went to his house to tell him. I left it running, and nobody home. So I said, okay. So I come back and turn the pump off. And then but he knows it's either somebody from the village who puts the diesel in it for him, or me who turned it off. But he already fixed it, and it's running this morning again. And you've seen him putting the fertilizer in. Interesting, huh? You know, a while ago I was talking to people. You know, you sit around a table, have some food, sitting there talking, asking questions about Thai culture, and one of the things they say about rice is, you know, if you ever have the experience of eating with a group of Thai people, is, you know, if you go to a normal restaurant in, say, the West, you order a meal for you. But what happens in Thai culture is you order your meal, you'll get your meal and a plate. And then everybody else orders a meal and they have their plate, and then, but everybody just shares. And you just sit there and eat some, stop, talking. So in that environment you can ask questions and learn. And you know, some people speak English, some people don't. But in old Thai culture they say, you know, in old Thai culture they say a farmer is to be respected because they work so hard. You think of this farmer here carrying 50-kilo bags around the field on his shoulders. That's like carrying a small woman on your shoulders, and then go back and get another one, and go back and get another one. 50 kilos is about 105 pounds, something like that. And he carries that around the field. So my point is, what they say is, when you eat rice, think of the farmer and respect the farmer. So don't eat rice, put a lot on your plate and don't eat it. Don't waste it, because it's very hard to grow. You know, somebody's got to do all that hard work to produce it. And I like that culture. I like that idea. Don't put too much on your plate. Eat what's on your plate, and save the rest for later, or share it, or something like that. So here's the farmer's fields. He's got all water in it now, and he just put the fertilizer in. So that'll be it, good for a couple weeks. Actually, and this morning, it was the coldest morning we've had, well, for 2019. It was 70 degrees this morning, which is about 22 centigrade. And yes, it feels cold when you're used to 30, 35, almost 40 all the time. But it's nice now. So guys, I'm going to sign off and say good night. Look after yourselves. Buckets of blessings. Rivers of peace, joy, and kindness for 2019. Look after yourselves. See you in the morning. All the best.